Mon Oncle. Jaques Tati didn't do much variety in his career. He jumped into acting almost by accident, and he found his niche for comedy very early on, right from his first films, including Jour de Fête. Les Vacances de Monsieur Hulot was a very successful film, and it really accomplished introducing Monsieur Hulot, the character, to cinema and to the world generally, in a very nice way. What Les Vacances de Monsieur Hulot did not quite do is give audiences more in-depth understanding about who the character of Monsieur Hulot was. And he was enabled that very successfully with his next film, Mon Oncle. Mon Oncle is a very personal film, it's a very intimate film, and it comments very much on social status, certainly in Paris in the 50s. Monsieur Hulot, who lives up in the top story of a rather dull-looking building, surrounded by the greys and the mundane colours of the 1950s. And he lives a very happy, quiet life. He knows his neighbours, he knows the local salespeople, and it also makes very clear that he's a very private person. He does enjoy the buzz of his local area, of his local salespeople, of his local neighbours, but he doesn't necessarily want to partake in all that. He rather go where he needs to go and then go back home and dedicate time to himself. The main irony of the film comes when we are introduced to his brother-in-law. His sister's husband is the manager of a company, a smart person, very neat. We have this rather mundane but very funny and lively character coming to this upmarket mansion where his sister lives, and he is tasked with taking the son and taking him out, giving him a good time. The comedy is everywhere. There is comedy in the way the mansion is maintained, in the way that Mon Oncle's sister looks after her husband, in the way that when the uncle is invited into the house, he has no idea how to behave or why things work certain ways. He's very clearly a fish out of water. Mon Oncle is a very charming film in which Jaques Tati brings his newly developed character of Monsieur Hulot to the big screen and really enables us to understand who he is and what his meaning is, what his significance is. It's a film that really touches upon social commentary. It's a film that, in a sense, mocks the levels of society that by some people are considered very strict and serious. And he's literally immersed in it by family ties. The music is so charming, so originally created to give people the sense that there is this ironic repetition in the oddities of daily life in the mansion, but it's also a track that really gives us a sense of warmth and comfort when we are in his own home turf, in his own neighbourhood. Despite the fact that Monsieur Hulot wants to keep to himself, we have all this life buzzing around him, from little kids being bullies in a fairly friendly way to the ironies of the marketplace. We develop more thoroughly with the character, we understand the character a lot more, and I have to say we empathise with him a lot more, which makes us ready for potentially the next adventure. Ironically, he only made 4 films with this character, and after Mon Oncle, everything went pretty steadily downhill from my personal point of view. So we're given the highlights of the essence of the Monsieur Hulot character. I think what's very interesting about the film is the cinematography approach to it. Although it is shot in a very realistic way, in a very low-key way, certainly, single camera, very theatrical, it does make you feel quite boxed in. Certainly with the scene set in the mansion, it's really suitable in that it doesn't give you the idea that there's any life outside of that. It really makes you feel boxed in, and I think that is a very strong narrative plus point. And it gives it a style that to me means, more than anything, there is a similarity about how everybody's living, although some people are living in a very upmarketly private way, and others are living in a more freestanding way. We're restricted in our vision to watch what is in front of us only, almost like we're at a theatre. And there are many great things about that. But it does have that very television-y feel. I really do like the fact that you see to a certain degree where he lives and how he lives, and how we can follow him all the way up to his apartment through all these open windows that he goes past when he's going up the stairs. I think, in an odd way, one of my few criticisms of the film is that although we see and experience his life in a very intimate way, he is a personal man, a very reserved man, and we never get to be inside of his apartment. And I think maybe, unless there was a specific reason which wasn't explicit to us audience, why we're not in the apartment, maybe we're missing out something. And I keep on looking back at the film and thinking, I love seeing him go up the stairs. I love seeing him experiencing and enjoying his way back home. But I think I'm missing something. He's got a little pet bird, he's got various windows, various mirrors that reflect. And I think, if I'd seen what book he's reading, or if I could see the view from up there, that might make me feel more connected to him. It's politically conscious, it's aware, and it speaks volumes about so many different things that he was aware of and that we become aware of. So it's, in a sense, an awareness topic about how people live together when the social status is so different. I gave this film a solid 7 out of 10, but overall every little and big detail has an intent and purpose, and it's masterfully put together. Its soundtrack rings in my ears continuously. It's something that you can never let go of quite fully. And the ironies of The Office compared to the commodities of the market space are always there to comfort me. When I actually visit an organic market, I always do think of certain moments from this film. So it's a film that really sticks with me, and I would give anything to see on a big screen, because that hasn't actually happened to me yet. So I praise it highly, and unfortunately this was the best film that Jacques Tati was able to make, certainly for Monsieur Hulot.